Hey Pisces, welcome. I haven't been around for a while, but I'm back now. And today we're going to do a love reading. Okay, so first off, let me say if any of this resonates, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, all that jazz. And we're going to let the cards speak for us today. Normally I will do a little pre-shuffle energy session, but I'm using the Crystal Visions Tarot, and with the readings I've been doing lately, they're just speaking for themselves. So first off, we have the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. King of Pentacles. Oh, we have a whole heap fall out. Temperance. So I'm feeling earth energy, so you may be dealing with a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. We have Temperance, so we've got a bit of Sag here. High Priestess. Ten of Swords has come out reversed, so we're going to leave it that way. Ten of Pentacles. And the Justice card. Wow, they are telling a story today, Pisces. So Four of Pentacles. You are keeping your cards close to your chest. You are not revealing how you feel. You're not telling how you feel. You are unwilling to share at the moment. I think it's coming off the back of this Seven of Swords. I feel like maybe you have in the past or in a situation that you're dealing with right now, or with the person you're dealing with right now, shared more than you were comfortable sharing, and it's sort of come back to bite you in the butt a little bit. I do feel like you may be dealing with an earth sign, or definitely someone who is a little less emotional than you are, Pisces, or they take for granted how emotional you are. They're definitely not seeing the value in how deeply you feel, and they're not respecting your emotions. I think this person has underestimated just how quickly you can turn those emotions off. So while you may have them, and I've just looked up and seen 222 on the counter, so if you're seeing twos at the moment, that's a synchronicity sign for you. But I think they have always assumed, because you're so emotional, because you feel so deeply, that it was on tap. But you've got to a place now where, and I think a lot of Pisceans are like this, like I will give and I will feel and I will go to the depths with you, but by God, you take that for granted and I'm cutting you off. And I think that's where you've got to now in this Temperance. You haven't walked away. You may have walked away, but for some of you, you just haven't let go of the connection. You've put it on hold and you're tending to yourself first and your emotional needs. And for some of you, this might be all new. I think for a lot of you that are listening at the moment, you have put yourself on the back burner for so long that you've almost forgotten who you are, how you feel, and what your thoughts and feelings are, because every feeling you've had has always related to how that other person will feel, and you've taken into consideration everyone else's feelings before your own, so you almost don't know what your feelings are. And that's why you've sort of put a stop to it. So you're not going to keep pouring out of your cup until you've filled your cup, because you've waited for this person to fill it for you, and it's just not happening. The High Priestess has come up, and I feel like there are things going on in regards to the situation that you're keeping close to your chest. I feel like information may not have come out, but you're intuitively feeling it. There is something going on behind the scenes that you don't have all the information for, and you're not going to move forward until you do. Like, you've almost put a standstill on anything moving further until you have all the information. This Ten of Swords has come up reversed, and normally I'd put that down to stress and anxiety, but I feel like it's come up reversed because you're not actually stressed about the situation. You're not worried about where it goes because you've put yourself first. So if they don't come forward and respect where you're at, or you don't get all the information, you're not actually sad to see it go. It's got to the point where you're like, if you don't want to come to, I know what I'm bringing to the table, and I know what I sit down with. If you can't come with that, then I don't care anymore. That's what I'm really getting a sense of. This Ten of Pentacles, this is telling me that you're happy either way. you just want peace at this stage. And the Justice is also coming up and telling me that what you're looking for, the answers you're looking for, the wisdom to deal with this situation is coming, if it hasn't already. Now we have the Sun here to clarify the Four of Pentacles. That's an interesting combination. I think what it's telling me right now is that this person is realizing that you've cut them off, that's coming to light, and it's empowering you and sort of teaching them your boundaries at the same time. Let's clarify the Seven of Swords. Now I'm using the Spiral Tarot to clarify today. I feel like there's more in that Sun. I feel like also by you holding back on giving or releasing how you're feeling at the moment, it's sort of reversed that energy back into you. So you're starting to feel more energetic. This person may have been really ciphering energy from you, like almost feeding off you, like in a vampiric sense. So by you cutting them off at the knees, you're feeling more energetic. Okay, King of Cups has come up with the Seven of Swords. This is going back into that person you're dealing with that is just not willing to meet you on the same emotional level, or they're not respecting I feel like they're almost saying to you, like, you're being dramatic, or almost like a gaslighting sense, like, what are you talking about, you're crazy, but you know very well what's going on, and this High Priestess is coming up for a reason, and they're holding their cup very close to their chest. They're not giving you the information, not because it's not there, but it's almost like they're not willing to be vulnerable while they expect you to be vulnerable at all times. Let's check out this King of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. So this person may also be quite the player, which could be the storyline we're looking at here. They may have been flirting with other people. It could be something as simple as finding a message in their inbox that kind of feels a little unsavory. They also, I feel like they're the type of people that come in with such a passion, and you may be dealing with a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aquarius. They've come in with such a passion, and that honeymoon period is starting to sort of ease up a little bit, and real life starting to come in and sort of play out, and you're facing real life situations, and they may be realizing that they're not able to commit to real life, that they're just in that player mode and they just want that, and it comes back into that vampiric energy where they just want the fun stuff. They don't want to do any of the work to make it go any further, so they may be looking elsewhere, or you may be getting the intuitive sense that they're looking to sort of gap it, which may have triggered you into then holding back and waiting to see what comes forward. Let's clarify the Temperance. The Chariot. You are not opening up until you see some movement. You want to see some movement. I'm also hearing at the moment, speak up and be very clear about your expectations. You may also be dealing with a Cancer, but I'm also hearing speak up, let them know, like make it very clear what your expectations are, very clear what you want to know from them, and then leave it there. There's no use beating a dead horse. Okay, with the Chariot, you also may have been at a place in your relationship where you were thinking you were going to move in with them, or you were making big plans for them, and this has sort of come in and just washed all that away and taken you by surprise. I feel like this has been very sudden. We're going to clarify the High Priestess. Like, I'm getting the sense of, like, the rug was pulled out from beneath you. Like, everything was going great, everything was going fine, and then it's just taken a sudden turn. Or they've said something, or done something, or you've found something, and it's taken a sudden turn. So for the High Priestess, we have the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. And that's exactly it. You are going to hold everything close to your chest until you have a fair balance, an equal give and take. And I feel like in the past this is your pattern where you've been in relationships where you've overgiven. You haven't put any boundaries up. You've allowed these people to sort of suck you dry. And now you're at a stage where you come first. This could also be a work situation as well. And this same situation can play out at work where you're giving more than what you're being paid. And you're not, you might be vying for a promotion or to move up, and you're not seeing that sort of take place, so you're sort of holding back until it does. Now this Ten of Swords reversed. Let's clarify that for Pisces. There's a lot of earth energy here. I'm definitely getting the feeling that someone's dealing with, and I'm hearing more Taurus than I am. And speaking of earth energy, okay, the Nine of Pentacles has come up and the Nine of Swords. Now, the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles for me always represents, and I will show you a little closer, the woman who has everything except love, but she is still very much happy and very much fulfilled because she's filled with self-love. It's that she's lacking an external love, but she doesn't feel like she's lacking, which explains why this Ten of Swords is reversed. Now, the Nine of Wands, it's just really telling me a story of what you've been through to get here, that you're tired, you're battered, you're bruised, and it's not just from this situation, it's from previous situations and I'm hearing, how do I keep ending up in this situation? And what I'm getting from that is that in the past, you haven't had boundaries, and that's okay. The boundaries are a learning curve, especially it depends on how we've grown up and what parents we've had and what boundaries we've had to set up. A lot of us are people pleasers. It happens, but now we're adults and now we decide who and what will be taken from us. I also feel like there is a situation like this with someone who has children, and the energy playing out here is exhausting them to the point where they feel like they're lacking, they're not able to give 50% here and 50% there. It's becoming a 70-30 or an 80-20. And they're really thinking, you're really thinking, is this worth the energy I'm putting in? Because now other areas of my life are starting to miss out, or I'm exhausted, or I'm distracted. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is here, but then we've moved straight on to the Ten of Pentacles here. I feel like there was a stage where you thought, wow, this is my person, I can't live without them, this is everything I need. If it was ever to go, I would know what to do. And then it left, and you found out just how strong you are. And, okay. So the Five of Swords. You've won the battle, but at what cost? And I feel like I'm saying this to your person. Like, you may be, fighting me on everything. You may be telling me everything I'm doing is wrong. And yes, you may win this, but you're the one that's going to lose when I walk away. That's what I'm hearing you say, Pisces. Like, you win, but at what cost? And they may not realize it now, but this is something, and especially as we're coming into this pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde, and then Mercury will retrograde on Halloween. That's during that 3-month period, I'm pretty sure it's about 3 months, that's when it's going to start really sinking in just how vital and important you were to their day-to-day, just maintaining their day-to-day level of energy and enthusiasm and getting through all the trials and tribulations they've been through when you're with them. I don't think they realised you were actually carrying them. And I think for a long time they thought they were carrying you because they see you as being emotional and soft and vulnerable, and they're seeing that as a weakness. They're not understanding the strength that you have to carry them yourself and dive as deep as you do. Okay, it's come up with the Three of Pentacles, which makes me wonder, back to this Knight of Wands energy, if there is someone else in the picture or you're worried about someone else being in the picture. And it's right next to this Justice card, so let me pull a clarifier for that. Princess of Wands. There is something coming to light, whether it be a third party, whether it be that they were 1 foot out the door and you were aware of that. What needs to come to light will come to light. You won't be left in a situation of not knowing for too long, is what I'm hearing. So don't so much go digging. This is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Don't go digging for the answers, because you're only going to send yourself on a wild goose chase. Wait, and what you need to know will come to you. You don't want to hurt yourself unnecessarily with facts that you may be making up because you're trying to piece together clues to a story that you're unsure of what actually is the narrative of yet. Now, as I say that, I am shuffling the Romance Angel Oracle, and we're going to pull some cards for there and just get some clarity on what exactly is coming in, or what's coming moving forward in this situation. Okay, we have religious factors. Your life is influenced by your upbringing or your spiritual path. I feel like that speaks more to your expectations in a relationship versus their expectations in a relationship, and whether they're actually able to step into a relationship. I feel like you have a certain expectation of what you want from a partner, and I don't think it's unreasonable. I think they might be making you feel like it's unreasonable because they're not really ready to step up to who they need to be as a person in a relationship, but they want all the joys that come from a relationship. Okay, past life relationship, you have known each other before, which is why I think this pattern feels so familiar without really all the evidence. It may be something that you've gone through with them before in a past life, and you've come back into this situation to heal and to fix that, and maybe they're still living off past life patterns, and it's something they need to fix or step into. Keep an open mind. Now, I think that's really speaking to what I said, and what Spirit was really pushing for, not to dig too much, because what you may be perceiving as a third party, and this isn't for everyone, and take what resonates, might actually be just a trauma they're living through and they're holding back a little bit. So what might look like them sort of stepping sideways or to someone else might actually be them just closing up because they're a little bit triggered. So don't be too hasty to step into, like I said, storylines that you don't actually have any proof or evidence of. You are allowed to question, though, if you're feeling uncomfortable, and you are entitled to a decent, informative, emotion-based answer. Just be wary that you're not coming at them too accusatory, because that can make anyone sort of push the other person away. So I would advise just very clearly ask what you'd like to know, ask for the answers, and then leave them to the devices and let them decide whether they're going to step up for you. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to push for something that has to be pulled out of them. You want them to be able to offer that information to you because you want them to give a crap that you're feeling upset, you know? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. There is a turning followed by the Strength card, which is the Lust card in this deck, but I'm really feeling you step into your strength and you demand what's right for you. The Wheel of Fortune, I really think, and this is for some of you, not all of you, but I really think this relationship is going somewhere. It's just hit a point where things are about to get real, and both of you have to be okay. And I've just seen 1919, so if you're seeing 19 around, that's another synchronicity that this message is for you. With the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like this is just part of the path of this relationship. I don't feel like it's the end. I feel like it's just the next chapter followed by the Sun. Things will start to improve. There's a lot of lions here, so someone might be dealing with a Leo. This will start to improve. It's just time to get real, which is uncomfortable, and sometimes that takes time. it may not happen overnight, and it may need bouts of separation, bouts of quiet time, bouts of going inward before you get to the next level. But there's no rush, because you want this done properly, because you want your person to be on your level and be able to step up to your level. But during that time, stay strong. Stay strong and set your boundaries. And I think that's what this Wheel of Fortune is too. This is a lesson for you to learn boundaries, and this is a lesson for your person to learn to be vulnerable with you and in general. I feel like it's time to take the masks off, Pisces. So, like, if any of this resonated for you, please subscribe, and I love you all, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.